Here are 10 things that we wish our gender would stop doing, preferably immediately. I'll be taking the side of the men in this case. Francesca, who will you be representing?
Yeah, we're just playing into the gender binary here, and I want everyone to know that I'm not okay with this. Hashtag canceled.
Obviously, we're approaching this in a occasionally lighthearted fashion. None of these are going to apply to everyone, so let's be clear about that. Some of them can't apply to some people. Gender is a complex construct. We are talking about some parts of it and not others. And
why don't we just talk about genitalia? What we wish genitalia would stop doing.
There's so many things that I wish genitalia would stop doing. That's next week's list. You were talking about us doing it, but the opposite. And I feel like that'll put us in trouble. We probably shouldn't do that.
No, right. But as I was making my list, I was like, I just wish men would stop. Like, it's going to be a lot of like, I wish women would stop letting men do blank.
Oh, you're going to cheat like that. Okay, well, I was vague in the description, so feel free. And feel free to get us started with your number 5.
Okay, number 5, what I wish my gender would stop doing. This is small. Just stop with the lip filler. Please stop. That's all I like. Botox, okay, a little bit, fine. Facelifts, fine. Other things, fine. Lip filler doesn't look good. You look like a weird, like pouty, and like it doesn't actually make your lips bigger. It just kind of makes you look like duck face and pouty, and usually people who get it don't even need it. You can have lipsticks that like plump your lips. I know we all have like body dysmorphia, and we like look at ourselves in filters and we freak out about it. But lip filler just doesn't look good. So just stop. I think anyone within the sound of my voice, basta.
So you think you're talking about like the injections that people actually get?
Yeah. The injections.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't. It don't work. I don't think it works, and I think I don't know what the side effects are. Like I don't know if can you like not like it just.
Can you feel it? I don't know. I don't know. Is kissing just
like
a joyless experience? I don't know.
And it's just like it makes people talk a little bit weird, and I
get it.
You know what? And a close like slash, lip filler slash, false eyelashes. I just think
seems more popular.
It's way more popular. Just stop. Like we don't all have to look like we are like in adult entertainment at all times. Like we just don't. We do, like and just there's different ways to like grow your eye, but don't work. Like falsies are just so much work.
Yeah.
Once, twice a year.
Francesca.
Wear them twice a year. That's it. Okay, so lip filler and false eyelashes can only twice a year. That's it.
This is where there's a bit of equality, where you're saying women feel pressure to look like adult film stars. I'm trying to look like a male adult film star, which is not great. Just not good.
Well,
anyway,
have you seen male adult film stars? Mostly just a big belly and being like, ugh.
I'm working on it. Can you give me a few months? Like I'm working on it. But anyway, that's a good one. Yeah, it's tough. I definitely noticed recently some, like I watch TV shows and like an actress will come back one season and it's like, you're a different person now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen. Including like really young actresses. I've noticed a few recently.
Huge.
Like 18, 19, 20-year-olds getting like lots of plastic surgery, which just feels really soon. But
well, you also look older when you get plastic surgery. That's the other. It ages you more quickly.
Maybe they want to have a more adult look. I don't know. Anyway, my number 5 is going to start off with just a general category of stop doing and especially spending money on stuff that can be categorized as just you being loud and annoying. Like in general, like don't do the music in your car. Like don't get super loud speakers so people can listen to songs that if they wanted to listen to, they could just listen to it, and they're clearly choosing not to, but you're making them hear it. Don't make your crappy car sound better, like louder.
Spoilers.
I love motorcycles, by the way. Never wanted my motorcycle to be loud, because why the hell would you do that to people? I want people to like motorcyclists, not hate them. So don't do that. don't shout at people. Like, don't shout at women out of your car. That's crazy. That is a crazy thing for you to do. Stop being loud and annoying. Just let people exist outdoors without being drawn into your mania.
I love this because when I visited China, the only time, there's a lot of bad English translations, and there was a big drum, and they wanted to write like no banging, like no hitting, but instead there was just a big sign that said no louding, and it was great. It was great, and I feel like that's what can encapsulate your number 5. It's just no louding.
No louding anymore.
Oh my God, I live around the corner from a motorcycle shop, and I could not agree with you more.
Yeah. Just makes motorcyclists look bad, and I don't need that.
So loud. Okay, number 4 for me is going to be apologizing. Women, we like to do this. We like to say sorry. I say sorry all the time. We like to say sorry when nothing was our fault. We like to say sorry just as like a reflex. Amy Poehler wrote a whole book about saying sorry, and she took a different tack. She was like, this is who I am. Let's lean into it. It's fine. I just think it's too much. Like, just like there's a sorry in your email, sorry in your text, a sorry in your whatever, just like edit it, look at it, and be like, do I actually have anything to apologize for? Usually 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. So take it out and, give yourself a little bit of a break. You have every right to exist or ask or request or, be late with a reply. Sometimes I do my apologies, which I guess is the same thing as sorry. But I feel like it's gonna get me traction. It doesn't ever really work. Like if I just say sorry. But no, women do this all the time. We make excuses and say sorry for our own behavior. No, I'm kidding. Just see?
Yeah, see, we're going to have
that?
Oh, there's a motorcycle?
Yes.
Oh, see? Stop louding. You need to put a sign up outside of your window.
I know.
But don't say, I'm sorry, stop louding. Just, I'm loud. Stop louding. Yeah, we're going to have some very different ones. That's not something that I feel like I could probably do the exact opposite for men. Probably they should be willing to say sorry sometimes, or that they're wrong. My number 4 is going to be very different. It's specific, though. Stop talking about cryptocurrency. I'm not going to try to stop you from investing in it because you have a very high tolerance for risk and very little understanding of how money or scams work. So I'm not going to stop you from like doing the cryptocurrency. I just don't want to know about it. And nobody else does either. That's all, really. We just don't want to hear about it. We don't want to learn about it. I am not interested in it, and this is going to blow your mind, because I understand how it works and how it's supposed to work, not because I need you to explain more about it. Nobody wants to be crypto-splained. Nobody wants to hear about the blockchain. We're all good with our lives. We don't like it. We don't want it. So just stop talking about it, honestly. Like, you can do it. You can slowly lose your money. It's fine. But don't talk about it to me. That's all I'm saying. This goes double for NFTs, by the way. Cryptocurrency seems like a good financial path compared to NFTs.
Non-fungible token. I forgot what that meant, and then I remember. It sounds even dumber when you say it out altogether. Non-fungible token.
Non-fungible talking. That's what I want. No more non-fungible talking.
Non-fungible token. Like, where are we? Is this an arcade?
What's your number 3?
Number 3 is, I think this might contrast with some of the other things, but and it's a little bit of apologizing related, but is taking things personally. I think women tend to take things very, very personally, as if something were like they did something wrong, but also even things like our toxic online culture, which absolutely needs to be reined in. Let's break up big tech. Let's actually have stop cyberbullying. But John, you and I interviewed on your show Olivia Juliana, who is an amazing activist from Texas who trolled and trolls right wingers, especially Matt Gaetz, and she's 19. And just hearing from her and being like, nah, I don't give an F. I will troll anyone. I don't take anything personally. Basically, whatever. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Bam.
Nailed it.
I wish that more women could embody that And I think we don't. I think we take comments online. I think we take comments about our appearance. I think we take all kinds of things incredibly personally, and it starts to just sort of like it like worms its way into our brains. And I believe men are better at sort of like, you know, letting things just like bink, bink, bink. So I think we need to like kind of superwoman it and be like, you know, criticism, criticism, criticism. Not in a like bad way. You know, obviously if someone has a legit problem with us, obviously I would ask them to raise it in a, you know, a nice manner with me. I'm not saying like, ew, you're toxic because you're telling me that, you know, like whatever, I missed your funeral or whatever. But
you're telling me that I missed your funeral? Jeez.
Yeah. Which means you're still alive. Don't follow that thought.
Number 2, stop haunting me.
Yeah. But I think it's taking things a little bit too personally, and women to get a little bit better at like letting stuff roll off the back and you know, moving it along.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of that with guys too. Like they don't really think of it this way, but like the culture of honor, like being worried about being slighted or being diminished and holding grudges. I think it manifests in different ways, but yeah. My number 3 is actually, I guess it has some thematic overlap. And it's something I talk about on the show quite a bit, which is being worried about being alpha or whatever. Mm-hmm. When they say that, they think they mean one thing, but to outsiders, if they were to accomplish their goal and be this thing that they think of as being alpha, they would just be a douchebag to anyone else. That's all it actually means in practice. But it leads to like just a lot of obsession with stuff that makes you a worse person and produces a worse life. You're worried about being alpha when you don't even know what that means. And like, worry about being good and reliable and curious and maybe wise. Like there's all these other characteristics that you could go for. To think that you need to present yourself as if you're some sort of leader, the vast majority of people just need to live their lives. They just need to be good to their family and friends and their partner or whatever. That's pretty much it. And so I feel like the goals are so messed up. And of course, this idea of being an alpha, this is not just like a thing that's floating around out there. This is a massively monetized, grifty thing for men.
Yes.
And so I hate it. I think it ruins so many guys.
You know, I think years ago, like back in 2016, or 2017, when I first started coming on the Damage Report as a guest, you interviewed me about like the piece that we did about toxic masculinity. And obviously this was, I think, in response to when Superwoman was coming out and maybe around the Ghostbusters thing. But it was like really great that you wanted to talk about it. And of course, we got trolled incessantly over that video. But like, I think not enough men really want to talk about it. And I feel like you are someone who not only is a great example of how you don't all need to be alpha, like zero alpha, just like a not even beta or like, you know, like just down to the, you know, Z's, just somewhere in the not even gamma.
You're theta at best.
You're very theta. You got theta vibes. And no, but you're not only a good role model, but also like openly can talk about it. And it's amazing, John, like since 2016, I mean, obviously we've had a Trump presidency, but how many people have been grifting off of that very thing of like this supplement, this book, this ideology is going to restore your manhood. Hating against this group of people is going to restore your manhood. And you're just like, no, none of that is going to do it. No, I am sorry.
It's just going to leave you with less money.
Prison. Yes.
Yeah. I personally, I have sort of weird radical views about gender. I just don't think any of the gender stuff means literally anything. We're all individuals. I understand that we group in some ways, but I have no idea if the way that I think about various things is similar at all to any other individual man, let alone men as a group. There's so many men. How could we say that we're similar? I don't know. I think the whole thing is ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, this is not helpful. I know this much at the very least.
But it's interesting because even within this top 10, there's like a part of me was like, well, there's things that right-wing women do all the time that drives me insane. Yeah. So I'm trying to do really, really, really general. But of course, even this is like we're within the binary. We all know there's a little bit of heteronormativity happening as well. But hey, we are who we are. So my number 2 is I wish women who are in heterosexual relationships with men would stop babying men's feelings. This is what I would say. Like, I do think that as John is talking about the so-called alpha male, men can be pissy bitches just as much. And there was a moment, and again, this is a little Olivia Giuliana, like looking to younger generations, but I was at Coachella a few years ago. I was like working it. I didn't actually go. And so, I mean, I was working, and I overheard this young girl. I mean, maybe she was 21, talking to her boyfriend, and she's like, I'm cool with anything you want to do. You're the one who's being a pissy bitch right now. And I was like, you are my God. I will do anything for you. I'll follow you around to the ends of the earth. She was so in her element because clearly anyone can be a pissy bitch. People have feelings, but a lot of times men will have big fifis and put it on women to kind of like baby or work around, and they don't necessarily say, hey, you know what, I'm feeling hot and tired and like it's kind of sad and annoyed right now, so I'm just gonna go away and like I need to like go do a thing and clear my head. Rather, they kind of like, again, it's like a baby and you're like, what do you want? Use your words. And men don't always do that. And I think women then are like, ooh, I have to like sort of, you know, play a guessing game of how this person is feeling, and that sucks. And similarly, it's like, it's a little bit of like waiting for him to change type thing. Women wait for men to change all the, sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but all the time, just like, he's not going to change. There's no future version of him that's better. It's not when this
probably worse
experience. It might be worse. It's like, and oh my God. And you know what happens around? It's about therapy. Like once he goes to therapy and I can convince him to go to therapy, you're never going to convince him to go to therapy. Just
give up. No, just settle.
Stop waiting on men to change and stop babying their feelings. That's the men part. That's the only thing I'm going to do that is women need to stop doing to men.
Okay. I think that's fair. Okay. I think
given that we live in patriarchy, Juan.
Yes. I will accept that. Okay. My number 2 is going to be this is, I'm not really sure that this, I don't think this is a comparative thing. I don't think this is really comparing like to, you know, how women are with each other or whatever. It's more of like a purely hypothetical thing. But I would say not supporting your male friends in the way that you could or perhaps should. And like there's the obvious version of that, which is that although I think the perception of male friendships, I think, is a bit extreme. I feel like there's more acknowledgement of emotions and stuff than like popular culture likes to say there is. But sure, I think there could be more. More importantly, though, I do think that, like, think about what it would be like if you had a group of like your 3 or 4 like close friends or whatever, and you were really focused on making sure that people were happy and fulfilled and satisfied and like were doing their best in different parts of their life. Like there could be a support structure in a friend group that's more elevating. I feel like all too often we're willing to just like, we're there if there's a big issue and like we hang out. But like, I feel like, what if we were really elevating each other as much as we could? Think about how powerful that could be. And so I often feel like, you know,
give an example. Is it like, do you beat your chest and then bump it against one another?
Yeah, that's the sort of support I need. I need more aerial chest bumps. There needs to be a approach and a jump into it. But no, I just mean more like proactive, like interest and support, basically. I feel like everybody's got problems in different areas of their life, and I feel like, you know, if you're choosing to surround yourself with certain people for the most time out of virtually anyone, then there could be more support, I think.
Yeah, and that starts with like making play dates for yourself, guys. Don't wait on your women in your lives to make play dates with your best friend. It's your best friend. Do it yourself. Go hang out with him.
Wait on that. I will say that.
I know you don't, but a lot of men are like, good. I love this guy. I never see him, and when I see him, I never ask him how he is or anything about his life. You're like, what are you doing?
That's anyway. Them babying each other's feelings, or not maybe ignoring the baby. I don't know.
So male to male support. What about the group chat? What about the male group chat? Isn't that like supportive?
Yeah, I guess I would love to compare. Like, imagine if you could do a study of you just get access to a bunch of group chats and you really compare what the purpose of them is, what they accomplish, and everything. That would be fascinating.
I'm only
I
in
wanna do that
one and I love it. It's
like
mixed.
of
Mixed
like female
company.
friends.
No,
Oh,
no,
it's
no.
not.
It's
Okay.
like some New York friends. We're called Bernie's Birdies. And we yeah, and we're like old comrades, old homies.
I like it. I like it.
And we share random things.
What does that leave for your number one?
Number one, close runner up, thanking other women when they hold the door for you, you ungrateful bitch. But number one is being a superwoman. Just being I mean, God, another one should be putting mom in your bio. Please stop doing that. But
oh no. So I assume you will not be doing that.
I'm just like, yes, it is better than putting dad in your bio because you're like, you literally busted a nut. I'm sorry.
I'm doing it. In fact, I'm going to put it in my bio right now.
No. You do. Dads do a lot more. Obviously, you raise kids, and everyone gives you accolades, even though you're just doing the bare minimum of what women do. But no,
we'll see.
I think being a superwoman is a big thing. It's like I can be a careerist and a mom and a this and a that and I'm sassy and I'm sexy and I'm blah and I'm blah and it.
That sounds like great. What's the problem with that?
It's impossible. That's the problem. Being an actual Wonder Woman is not attainable. And so don't try. Stop. Let yourself off the hook from doing it all, from being everything, from, having to look a certain way. Just let one thing or two things or three things go and be like, you know what? This is who I am. And I like putting attention into these things. And then I'm not everywhere at all times. I'm not the Flash, or whatever. It's not the Flash.
Are you trying to be part of my world? I don't do DC stuff.
Part of your world. I want to be. Sorry. No, I don't. I just, you know what I'm saying though, right? It's always like.
Yes.
And it's funny because right-wing women use this trope of superwoman to argue against feminism. Like, see, they want you to do it all when what you should do is just stay in the home and rely on your husband's paycheck. And the fact that, so what if he sleeps with other women and you can't get an abortion if you want to? That is like new womanhood. Like they play these mind games on you because I think without paid maternity leave, without the supports for families, and like extreme capitalism, women are told that like being a superwoman, doing the career, having the kids, having it all is like the goal, and doing it all alone is the goal, and sacrificing everything is the goal. And está muy mal.
I get that. I think you're totally right about the right-wing thing too. And then this, of course, interacts with the bigger issues with how people present their lives, the curated version of their lives they present online. Whether it's working for them or not, and you can have a problem with it, even if it is working for them, they can just pretend that it is and then put that on other people. 100%. Yeah. Okay.
Also, stop listening to advice from social media. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that women need to stop doing.
Well, don't we can return
don't
to this topic.
Listen to Instagram people. Yes. Please stop.
Except Jamila Jamil and Chrissy Teigen.
No.
Anyway. Okay. So with that, my number one is my simplest one. And it's not the worst thing that men do. Men do lots of worse things, including things that aren't on this list right now. But it's the easiest, which is why I put, well, other than maybe they're talking about crypto. No more dick pics at all. I would love that. It's so simple. It takes work to send it and to take it and to pose it and to look at it and then to repose it and try to get the lighting better. Try to maximize, am I right? No, it's the whole thing just takes a lot of effort and it only annoys people. And think about the world we could have. What if nobody sent it for 10 years and then we didn't have to think about it or hear about it?
Without a dick pic by John Iadarola.
Think about that. And you just don't have to deal with it anymore. Because I know that like a lot of the same guys who would non-consensually send a dick pic probably don't like men being attacked over the things they do. So how about providing one less thing that makes an easy recurring attack? don't do that thing that you already know annoys more than half the population, and then you don't have to be attacked over it anymore. Wouldn't that be nice? And it's so simple to not do it. That's my number one.
You know, I have not been on the receiving end of that many dick pics. I think there was one, and I was like, oh, wow, Alvin, whomever. I was like, that is very bold of you. I was more taken aback by this person's just like pasty, nerdy body, just like the audacity and it just like full body shot. And I was like, huh.
Maybe it's a humiliation thing.
There's also that. But that being said, I don't unblur a lot of images that are sent, thankfully, to me, where they're like people send me images and they're always blurred. Like,
so don't bother sending her one. She's not gonna see it anyway.
I won't unblur it. But John, definitely send them all. What should people send back when you get a dick pic? I just think it should be like a picture of your last period, you know? Just like a little blood clot.
No, it should just be a picture of you texting their mother or employer. That's all it should be. And in having the photo in it.
Here's John trying to cancel people for their kinks, which is
their free speech.
Non-consensually sending their penis around.
Well, thank you, Francesca, for diving into that topic so much. We probably will have to return to this one eventually. And thank you, everyone out there, for supporting us and making it possible for us to do this extra content by being a member. Thank you so much. We've got more to come. I think we actually previewed what the list might be. But we'll see you in future weeks. Thank you, Francesca. And bye.
Thank you. Bye.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.